This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, it's Peter Olson. I'm here doing a midweek critique Friday edition, taking a look at some of the package designs you guys have done. So first up, we've got Ashley. Ashley, you have Bermuda Tea. This is a very elegant design. Um, a couple of comments. Your logo type is practically invisible, so it's really hard to see the name of the company. I think overall the design's very interesting, but from sort of a marketing perspective, I'd have some issues with it. These leaves that you've added as sort of a pattern type thing, they're very interesting, nice illustration. They seem to fit with the brand, but where you've got them placed, like on the bottom, they won't show up at all. And on these flaps sort of overlap each other. So one of them will be visible and this part of another one. I would say maybe you could use this in a different way. It could fill up more of the flaps so that they come on top of each other. It's okay. This pattern with the tea bag's not a great image, but if it's a nice color palette here with this warm gray and sort of coral color. If you wanted to do a pattern like that, I would make it much tighter because as these flaps lay over it, you're just going to see a little peak of this here. Same thing down here with the pattern issues. It would be much tighter, more like a texture instead of like these big illustrations repeated. Yeah, same thing with this one top. If you try this out on the packaging, you'll see what I'm talking about. But um, some of these things are going to get covered up. They're not going to be seen, and they're interesting elements. So I would encourage you to revisit that. I do think this first one's kind of your best option. Your color palette's working well. It feels very Bermuda. You've got a combination of darks and lights, and it's good. All right, Megan, you are doing Tupelo Sweets, and your logo, you can definitely see it. The hierarchy's good. Uh, the packaging, you got this red color, and you're using sort of a monochromatic palette. I would love to see some additional colors maybe to set some of this off a little better. You've got a texture sort of pattern here with the logo icon, the TS. Um, One thing you could do with this pattern is rotate it within the frame. And the way you do that is you go to rotate and there's two little check boxes and you check the one that says rotate patterns and rotate it so that it's more at the appropriate angle for this panel. Um, this one, see, this has a little more contrast with this darker brown color. I think that's maybe a better way to go. But these are good options. If you're going to do a window, I would just put a photo of what you expect that to look like in there as sort of simulate the window. But I'm not sure sweet potato sticks are going to be that pretty, but you can try it out. You could do some interesting things with the handle. Oh, and by the way, you've got your panels reversed. The primary display panel should be here on this one with the handle, and this would be the back. So you're gonna have to switch that up. All right. Uh, So this is another one from Megan. All right, let's see, what do you got? Oh, this is your final. Okay, we're not going to look at that now. I'm excited you're finished. Consider fixing your packaging there. All right, Corey, you did mint soap. Another student also did mint soap. I'm not sure how you both got that same assignment, but the branding is pretty generic on this. Your logo is pretty minimal. Some of these elements will overlap different panels. So you're sort of struggling for a voice here. What I see, you don't really have your brand fleshed out. There's a sort of Japanese element to this that you didn't explore. So picture of a bottle. So that's what's in it. This is neat. It's designed efficiently and well, but it's not particularly branded or, sort of interesting from a branding standpoint. I think all these options are acceptable. Um, they're very similar. I'd love to see additional colors, besides just monochromatic. All right, Robin, Tortuga jelly beans. So you've got the pirate uh, these little, how much grams of sugar or something, I don't know. Nice little window. This is well done, each of these. Uh, I would look at this again, and everywhere you're using white, like in his face and the flag, even on these little tab things, I would question that and say, what else could you do? What color could you use? And try it out, see how that looks. These jelly beans here just totally obliterate the legibility of the type. You can maybe do them around the edges with some clear space for the type in the middle. But you've got some interesting branding going on here. You seem to have captured the essence of this brand. I see that you have a texture, a pattern. I can't really tell what it is, but it works. It's working. All right, Clara, you're doing Thor's Coffee. Vanilla, Valhalla Vanilla. uh, nice pattern brush here with the little chain links. Your logo is really minimal, like you fit it onto here and yeah, it'll sit on top of that. But definitely the flavor would be the dominant thing, and I think it should not be. I think the logo and the name of the brand. You could actually put your icon up here and put the logo type big right here where Valhalla Vanilla is. A good descriptor line. Your color palette is working and it's good, but this gray feels like a default. Like I would figure out what color you want that gray to be. It could be a color, could be a texture, could be a pattern, but not gray, because after all, it's color theory. See, your package comes together well. Now, if this was the icon up here, and then Thor's Coffee really big right here, I think you'd have the right kind of setup for the branding. All right, Christina, you're doing Black Sea chocolate. This is Ukrainian chocolate. You're not really using anything Ukrainian here. This feels like work in progress, which I appreciate that you're trying to get it in. Your logo is just logo type, I guess. Beware the taste of the deep. You've got to come up with a good descriptor line, put that on the front of the packaging. You could use a picture of chocolate. And some of these colors, it seems like they're still the default colors, but this brown, the light blue, and this rust orange color, they all kind of work together well. So I think you've got the foundation of some interesting stuff. Everywhere these tentacles are white, I would make that a color instead of just white, and probably not black. What else could you use? So think about that as you move forward. All right, Rebecca, Brainiac Coffee. So you've got this set up so that the primary display panel just has this little piece and the word coffee. You're not going to see this whole logo. Make sure your front panel has the whole logo, like here. I can't remember which side is the front. I think it's this side, but the patterns and the geometric shapes make sense with the brand. The color palette's interesting and works well together. So you're off to a good start. You've done some good work there. All right. And these are some more designs? Or these are your, oh, okay. This is just bigger ones. All right. Jordan, you are working on Barbarolla's Twisted Snacks. All right, you've got a very monochromatic palette. I would add some additional colors. You've got a green sort of working. I wouldn't put, the nutritional facts have to have a white background. That green color interests me though. The other option would be sort of an orange color. Orange, green, and violet would make a secondary triadic, so perhaps that. This pattern is kind of big and I would not have a gray background on that. I would make it a little less contrasty. Your logo, again, everywhere it's black, I would question that. Could it be a color? And make the pretzels look delicious. You've sort of muted them back. So consider that interesting. I don't know where you got that, but it doesn't seem to relate to the brand. Nutritional facts, these are too small. I would get a vertical one if you can. So think about additional colors, an orange, a yellow, something like that. All right, Amy, you are doing dark wave soap. So again, I'm saying this again, everywhere it's white, I would question that. Everywhere it's black, I would question that. Do you have more colors that you can use? Your front panel seems like sort of a clip of a pattern. I would make it more deliberate, like you want to have it, design it like a page. Have your logo, have your descriptor line, have the information you really need there. These panels lay on top of each other. You'll just chop off most of the word lavender, so you'll just see a little bit of it. That won't look well. You can put lavender smaller, maybe on the handle. I don't know, maybe. And then you got to have ingredients for the soap on the back panel. This SOAP setup, I would, if this was tighter together and fit more custom into the square, that would look better. See if you can do that. Let's see. Okay, that's all we got for this section. Other section, let's see, we got Lindsay. All right, so Sweet Tooth Gummies, you're using this pink color. You've got this wonderful little character, like a little girl in a bear costume. Your logo type is practically illegible. It's so small, it's on a curve. Sweet Tooth Gummies underneath. And then you'll have a nice logo. The package color this is so monochromatic. Come up with 5 colors, use them, have some fun with it. What else can you add to this? Some textures, some patterns, things like that, to give it more branding. You also need a descriptor line. You need, well, the net weight's there, but it's jammed up against the corner. Maybe pictures of the product. Have some fun, add some stuff. What would make you want to buy this product? This is so stark. And like I said, the logo type is illegible. Amir, you're doing Monkey Tree Licorice. All right, so your monkey with the glasses is kind of interesting. You're struggling here to pull it together as a visual style. There's a highly detailed tree. The monkey's kind of cartoony. His hands are floating in mid-space. It just creates a weird kind of setup. The ingredients would go on the back of the package, not on top of the logo there. Your logo type, everywhere it's black, could it be brown, dark brown or something instead? Consider that. This logo type is kind of spaced out weird. Monkey Tree should be big, licorice small. I think you have some elements that could work, but you've got to pull the visual style together and give some space for things to live by themselves. Don't put the ingredients on top here. If you've got these little ropes coming down to hold the sign, make them go all the way up to the top. Perhaps you can add some illustration here, and you're not using the template correctly. Things are really distorted here, so figure that out. Joanna, Black Sea Chocolate, you're still sort of struggling with this color palette. You really got to look at your colors and figure out what the scheme is. This bright green and bright blue don't really seem to fit with this brand that much. You've got this light, soft blue and a warm yellow. Those colors are interesting if you can add those to your palette more. Your logo type creates this weird kind of shape here. Maybe just forget the effects and try to do something a little simpler with this, with the icon and the logo type. You need a descriptor line. You need the net weight. Make it look more like a real package. Maybe you have a better picture of the product because this looks like a piece of broken floor tile or something. So see what you can do with that. You've used the template correctly. I can see it a little better here. I like this rope, but the purple rope with the blue and the bright green and these other colors, it seems like it's a whole cacophony of colors. You want to like come up with a little more of a system for your color palette. Yeah, again, these white sails with the black stroke, maybe something else for that, different color, or take the strokes off. You don't need those. Take a look. All right, that's all we've got for today, the Friday edition of Midweek Critique. Seeing some good work. Keep going. Can't wait to see everything finalized by Sunday. Have a good day, guys.